Assessment of the last weekend, since you've had a couple days since and going into this weekend especially.
I mean, even going over film, we had a good weekend. We deserved a little better fate, we thought, on Friday night. We had we had just golden opportunities to stretch the game, and you didn't. And then tough road environment, but I had zero issues with how we played all weekend, and we needed to make one more play each night, and maybe it might have been one play on the defensive side or one play on the offensive side, and we come out of there in a lot better spot. But and if we continue to play like that, we're going to be in a good spot.
You like what we saw out of Liam both games?
Yeah. I like what I've seen out of him all year.
Sure.
So, he gave us a chance to win both nights. So, goaltending either with Liam or Nathan have not been an issue for us this year.
Mike Kester left the game, and he's back practice days. He look like he's be good to go.
I think he'll be back. Yeah, all indications.
Just looking at Beckett Henderson's development this year, what have you seen him from when he got here and what he's doing now?
Beckett is I don't even know if he knows how much better he's getting in the thing that we see, and he's gaining confidence. He's got a really strong element of his game down low, how he plays. For him, it's just staying consistent mentally and grinding through it. And as his body gets stronger, because he's still got a boy body, he's going to be a terrific player. And we're really happy with how Beckett's coming. He's playing his best hockey right now. That line this weekend with Nevers and John Middlestat and Beckett they were outstanding. Both nights they carried a heavy load for us and brought energy.
Was he one that was kind of on the border that coming in this year?
No.
Oh, you were considering him all along?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no border.
Do you see any of his dad's game in him?
There could be some similarities in there, because Beckett's got he's going to be able to play in a power play, be in a penalty kill, play all situations. He's tough. He's a jackknife. There's just a lot of things that he can do.
Just looking at Ohio State, saw him not too long ago actually, and both games went different ways. They've been playing some of their best hockey lately. It seems.
Yes, all year long. You give them a lot of credit. They went into the portal and they kind of hit it on a handful of guys that have really transformed their roster. I know they were picked low, and they have been consistently good all year. We saw that when we saw them in January. They had split a series with Michigan State and us back to back, I believe it was, and they set their compass at the top of the league, and they haven't changed. So we got another dogfight on our hands.
Going against a team coached by Steve, there it seems like that you could kind of expect the structure you get to see.
Yep. He'd been around. Steve's been around, and they play with structure, and they're not going to beat themselves. Wiley, veteran, been around. He's been through it. He's been at the top of the league before, and he knows what it takes to get there. And they're getting solid contributions, throughout their whole lineup. Like good goaltending, solid defensive core, and timely offense. So they're playing right where they're at. It's not a surprise now.
This closing stretch, Michigan and Ohio State, and then Penn State, a team fighting for its NCAA lives there. What does that do for your team going into the playoffs?
I think it's great. Our biggest thing for us is embrace the grind right now. And this is happening all over college hockey, where you have so many battles, inside the battles, home ice, pairwise, fighting for your life, league championships, and it's the fun time of college hockey. And I don't think there are many leagues where you kind of look at your schedule and go, oh boy, I got an easy one this weekend. It ain't there. It's an exciting time.
You were busy at the time on Saturday night, but have you done look back at the Four Nations Cup game or FSS game between the U.S. and Canada, and specifically the first 9 seconds.
Yeah, well, we weren't busy because we got stranded. We had to stay at the rink for a couple hours, so we got to watch a lot of it. It's been awesome, and all of us that are, big believers and backers of USA Hockey, what that team is doing with a lot of heart and character. And they were a little shorthanded last night. We hope just sitting some guys out to get ready for Thursday, but it sets up for just another classic, U.S.-Canada game. You
having coached the U.S. and the World Juniors a couple times, and when you face Canada, what is the mood when you're going in those games?
Well, it's great for a coach because you don't have to say a word. It is you're just going to open the door because it is the intensity in that rivalry right now is from both teams. You're just staring down the gauntlet and you're going to get after it, and so buckle up, hang on.
Did the 3 fights right away surprise you at all when you saw that?
No, knew it was coming. If you know the dad, if anybody followed the '96 team,
sure.
And those two sons are a chip off the old block. You knew it was coming.
How proud of you are Brock Faber, how good he's doing right now with that team?
Oh, Brock's he's just kind of settled in as an elite player. It's fun to watch, and it's brought, for us, every time you just see him on the ice, you just know his play. You just know the level of play is just so high. And then I'm just so happy for he and his family, what they're going through right now. It's been awesome.
Did you see that in a little bit, the potential to be this good at such an elite way? Hold his own, basically?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He was pretty much, yeah. You could see it. You could even see it at a younger age that he was one of the best in the world. All right.
I was thinking Ohio State kind of chomping at your heels there a little bit. This is another big series for you guys.
Yeah. They're going to be big the rest of the way. It's good practice for playoffs. Every game, I think the rest of the season is going to feel like a playoff game, and they basically are. So, it's important for us to feel comfortable in these situations. So, looking forward to it.
What was the takeaway from the series last week? You just missed a few breaks, otherwise that would have been another sweep against Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought we played well. Our compete was good all weekend. We were composed, I thought. We came out, played our game plan. Pucks just weren't going in for us, and we got to find ways to battle through that in the future.
You guys have had a tough time this year, as far as I know, injuries, some illnesses, guys waiting for juniors. You still haven't been able to turn that corner. Is there still cohesiveness that's just not there yet, or does it seem like it's coming? We get pretty close.
No, I think we're super tight as a team. I think we're really close. I think just, keep doing what we're doing, and things will work out in our favor.
Okay, we'll talk about Ohio State. What do they bring to the table anyway?
They're big, physical, like to get in your drill. So it should be another great matchup, hard physical weekend for us, and yeah.
What senior weekend? Obviously, you got some fifth-year guys, some newcomers, some guys like Hughlin that have been around. How important is it for guys like that to kind of celebrate and get a chance to celebrate those guys this weekend?
Yeah, it's huge. They've done big things for our program, and they're great leaders for us in the locker room, and have taught us a lot along the way. So, just showing our respect and then making it a special weekend for them is obviously super important to all of us.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yep.
Weekend, you guys, played pretty well. Came up short a couple times. Do you take more frustration on not getting the wins, but get a little solace that you guys played well?
Yeah, like we said, we're happy with how we played, and obviously there's a little 7-8 minute spurt there between both games that they capitalized on their opportunities, and I think both first periods of the games we were so good and we were so sound, and our players, guys were playing so well, and we just need to put a couple more in the back of the net there and get things started off on the right foot.
Is it just a situation where the puck just wouldn't settle for you guys, or just missing a little bit here or there?
Yeah, a little bit. Missing the net, I think, was the biggest thing. We got to hit the net more. It goes to our forwards, our defensemen, I think everyone. We got to do a better job of that and get pucks on net. You can't score if you don't hit the net.
Looking at Ohio State, you played them twice, not that long ago, and it was kind of a roller coaster outcome each game. What do you take from that series?
You know, it was, like you said, a roller coaster of a series. You know, we come in on Friday and we kind of get pumped. I think it was 5-1 there, and you know, we have the Saturday morning film that everybody dreads, and you know, we get right back into it and pump them. So I think if we come in the mentality that we want to pump them the first night and do the same thing on Saturday, and you know, build off of that and keep rolling forward. I think that's kind of what we're trying to do right now. We just, you know, need to have to come in with that strong mentality first.
Just looking at how you guys the stretch run here. You've had Michigan, which is fighting for a spot. Ohio State's in there for an NCAA spot, and then you got Penn State to finish, and they're kind of on the bubble. What's that do for you guys preparing for the tournament?
I think it just brings energy to the room. It's that point of the year, of the season, where every single shift, every single shot, every single game matters so much. I think coming in with Ohio State, you know, obviously they're pretty high in the pairwise now. They're like 6 or so, and they're tied in the Big Ten. We're looking to, you know, obviously still win that Big Ten spot, and then we got Penn State going to Penn State, and you know, they're fighting for a spot in the tournament alone. They're right on that bubble, like you said. So I think just the mentality in the locker room is, you know, this is playoff hockey. This is what it comes down to. We need to win these games.
Ohio State seems to be a pretty structured team with how they play. Is that a frustrating style of play against?
Yeah, I mean, it's normal hockey there. It's that time of the year where everyone's playing so structured. Even Michigan, I mean, it was a whole different team. I thought they're very well defensively all weekend. They were different from, you know, previous games at the beginning of the year. So I think, you know, teams are changing their styles. I guess Michigan is, but you know, teams are kind of packing it in, and you know, playoff. It's an important time of the year. So you know, Ohio State has a strong top line, and you know, they have, you know, core 4 lines, some good defensemen, and a great goalie. So it'll be fun games.
You probably had to see it after you guys were playing, but the Four Nations face-off, U.S. against Canada on Saturday night. What did you think of the way that thing started? Just the whole game itself.
It's so cool. I think, you know, you're fighting for your country out there at a certain aspect, and it was so fun to watch Kachuk brothers do that, and JT Miller, and it just brings energy to guys. You know, on our team, the Americans, there was a little fight between us and Soulier and Woody about it, and the U.S. Canada stuff, but I think, you know, we get to, you know, watch it again, and that's what's so great about hockey is, you know, you play a couple games, and you know, it could be a whole different result. Obviously, we want USA to win, but you know, it should be a fun game.
You haven't played for USA a couple times here. How would you describe the intensity when you guys do play Canada?
So intense. My first World Juniors, it was in Halifax. It was absurd. The amount of Canadian fans that were there is one of the loudest rinks I've ever played in. It's just like, it's a whole another level of intensity, I'd say. It's playoff hockey. It's fun times. It's everything about it. It's just so fun. You take it all in. You enjoy the moment. It's the best hockey.
Are you impressed with how well Brock's doing with the national team, stuff like that? He's such a low-key guy. You just don't see him as being the superstar. He has no ego.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as he was here. He's just such a sound, like, defensive guy. He's so good at hockey. It's, like, unbelievable. Like, I'm not super surprised in how well he's doing. I mean, obviously, I'm a little surprised. Like, he's one of the top defensemen on the top USA teams. But, I mean, it's just Fabes. He's such a good player, and he's so smart with the puck, and he just makes all the right decisions. But it's been so fun to watch him play.
As far as this team here, has it been kind of a little bit frustrating because you haven't been able to get that momentum going? There's been injuries, there's been illnesses with the juniors. You guys still haven't been able to put it all together to see how good this team is. Yeah,
I mean, it's obviously a struggle that a lot of teams face. It's adversity, and most teams go through it. And you know, obviously, we went through a lot of injuries, and I think this last weekend was kind of the first real weekend that we all got to come together. And I thought, like, we honestly played really well for 53 minutes. We obviously need to put up more goals, and like I said, hit the net. But I thought our team played so well. Our fourth line was our strongest line all weekend. They're just battling, and you know, Mason Evers is kind of the leader on that line, and he's showing guys what it takes to kind of play playoff hockey.
You guys getting together as a team to watch tomorrow night?
We probably will. Yeah, we probably will. I don't know where. We'll figure it out tomorrow at the rink, I would assume. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.